So to answer question 3, because I can see 2x there, I'll write 2x here. I can see plus 1 here, so I'll just write plus 1 here. I can see 4 there, so I'll just write 4 here. So 4 times 2x is 8x. Let me explain that a little bit more here. We have 4 times 2x. Now what does 2x mean? It means 2 times x. So I can write that actually as 4 times 2 times x. Now we know 4 times 2 is 8. So it's 8 times x, which we can just write as 8x. So 4 times 2x is just 8x. Or if I asked you if I had 2x plus 2x plus 2x plus 2x, there's 4 of them. So 2x add 2x add 2x add 2x is just 8x. So hopefully you now understand why 4 times 2x is 8x, and the 4 times plus 1 is just plus 4. So the final answer is 8x plus 4. So with question 4, I can see a, so I write the a here. I can see a plus 2, so I write the plus 2 here. So that's just whatever I found inside the bracket, and this a will come here on the side here. So what's a times a is a square, and what's a times plus 2? Well, that's plus 2a. So 2 times a is just 2a, which is what we've written here. So the final answer would be a square plus 2a. So question 5, because I can see y here, I write the y here. I can see minus 1, I write the minus 1 here. And this y, I'd write it here. So y times y is y square, and y times minus 1 is minus 1y. Now, when I write the final answer down, I'll write it as y square. Now this minus 1y, we don't need to write the 1. Okay, whenever we write minus y, everyone knows that we mean minus 1y. If I go to the shop and I say, can I have an apple? Everyone knows I want 1 apple. I don't have to say, can I have 1 apple? I can just say, can I have an apple? So likewise, I don't have to say minus 1y. I could just say minus y, and that would be the final answer. So question 6 now. Because I can see 1 here, I write the 1 here. Because I can see minus x, I write minus x here. And that 2, I'll just bring it down here. So 2 times 1 is just 2. And then 2 times minus x is minus 2x. So the final answer is 2 minus 2x. So you have to be good at being able to multiply and add negative numbers. So if you're not good at that yet, if you're not strong at that on that yet, then please I urge you to go back and revise those topics first. Otherwise, you will struggle with this topic. With question 7, I can see p here, so I write p. I can see minus q there, so I write minus q there. And I've got 5 here, so I write that 5 outside. The 5 that's outside the bracket, I leave it on the side. So now 5 times p, I'd write that as 5p. And 5 times minus q, I'd write that as minus 5q. So just to explain that in a bit more detail, 5 times minus q, if it was just 5 times q, I would just write 5q. But because it's 5 times minus q, so whenever you multiply by a negative number, the whole answer becomes negative. So that's why I've got minus 5q here. Now, as I've said, to be good at this topic, you need to be good at multiplying and dividing, especially multiplying by negative numbers, and also maybe adding negative numbers later on as we see more difficult questions. So the final answer is 5p take away 5q. So it's question 8. Because I can see 3x there, I'll write 3x here. And because I can see minus 1 here, I'll write minus 1. And because I can see a 3 here, I'll write 3 here. Now 3 times 3x is 9x. How do I get that? Well, the long way around it is to say, look, 3x, 3x, 3x. Because it's 3x times 3, I'm going to add it three times. So here I can see 3x add 3x add 3x is just 9x. But we shouldn't always use, I should try and use a more formal method. So what does 3 times 3x mean? It means the same as saying 3 times 3 times x. So I do this bit first to get 9 and then just x, which you can just write as 9x. Finally, the 3 times minus 1 is minus 3. So the final answer is 9x minus 3. So this is the final answer. 9x and then minus 3. So it's question 9. Because I can see 3x there, I'm going to write 3x here. Because I can see plus 2, I'm going to write the plus 2 here. What's that 2? I'm going to write it there. The 2 outside the bracket is on the side. So 2 times 3x is 6x. Why? Because 2 times 3 times x. We can do the 2 times 3 first, which is 6, and then times by x, it's just 6x. And then finally, 2 times plus 2 is plus 4. So the final answer is 6x plus 4. And now question 10. Because I can see 2x there, I write 2x here. And because I can see minus 3 there, I write minus 3 here. And the 2 outside the bracket will just come on the left here. So the 2 times 2x, or 2 times 2 times x, is just 4x. And the 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. So the final answer is 4x minus 6. Just to explain the 4x, how did I get 4x? Well, we did 2 times 2x. The same as saying 2 times 2 times x. So if we do this bit here first, is 4, and then times x. We don't really need the times sign. When we say a number and a letter, we can just write it as 4x. So this is how the 4x came. So it's question 11. Because I can see a c here, I write that there. I can see plus 4, so that goes there. And I can see the 3c outside the bracket, which will just go here. Write it as 3c. So what goes inside this box here? It will be 3c times c, which is 3c squared. So if I could explain that, 3c times 3 times c is what we're doing. So the 3c times c is what we're doing, which is the same as saying 3 times c times c. Now this bit here, when you do c times c, is the same as saying when we do 3 times 3, or 4 times 4, or 4 times 5, 5 times 5. So if we said 4 times 4, another way of saying that would be 4 squared. So likewise, c times c would be c squared, and then just 3 times c squared, which we can just write as 3c squared. We don't need the times sign anymore. So hopefully you can see that c times c is c squared, and then this bit here, the 3 times just gets copied down here, and obviously we don't need the times sign, so just 3c squared. And finally here, 3c times 4 is going to be 12c. So the final answer is 3c squared from here, and then plus 12c from there. Then moving to question 12. Because I can see 2 there, I'll write it down here. was the minus x there, I write it minus x there, and the x outside the bracket comes here. So x times 2 or 2 times x, we always write the number first, so it's 2x rather than saying x2. And then x times minus x, well, if it was just x times x, we would just write x squared. Now because there's a negative number involved, so x times negative x, the answer would just be x squared but with a negative here like that. So this bit here is minus x squared. So the final answer is 2x minus x squared. So it's question 13, because I can see 2 here, I write the 2 there. I can see plus y, so I write the plus y there. I can see a minus y, so the minus y right here. So now I have to do minus y times 2. Well, what's 2 times y? It's 2y. So if I want to do 2 times minus y, the answer will just be minus 2y. And then I have to do minus y times plus y. Well, I like to think of it as, first of all, if I just did y times y, I'd get y squared. Now since one of them is negative, then the answer should be minus y squared. So the final answer is minus 2y minus y squared. So to understand why it's minus y squared here, think about it. If it was 5 times minus 5, we'd write minus 25. So it's likewise, when we do y times negative y, the answer will be negative y squared. Just like in this example here. So this I would write as minus 5 squared. So this is why we have the answer of minus y squared. So it's question 14, because I can see z there, and we'll write z there, that's minus 2, there's a minus 2 there, and the minus z will just come out here. So minus z times z, well, what's z times z? Z times z is z squared. Now because there's a minus there, the answer is going to be minus z squared. So minus z times z would be minus z squared. So write that as minus z squared. And then we have to do minus z times minus 2. So there we're multiplying two negative numbers. So it's the same as saying 2 times z, which is 2z. So the final answer will be minus z squared plus 2z. So it's question 15. Because I can see 5x, I write the 5x here. Because I can see minus 3, I write the minus 3 here. And the minus 2x here just goes to the side here. So now in this box here, I'm going to have to do minus 2x times 5x. So to make it a bit easier to understand, we can do minus 2 times x times 5 times x. So we can now multiply it. When you multiply, you can multiply in any order. 2 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 2 is also 6, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if I say 2 times 3 is 6 or 3 times 2 is 6. It doesn't really matter. So in our case, we can now do the numbers first. So minus 2 times 5 is going to be minus 10, and then multiply that by x times x is x squared, so it'll be minus 10x squared. So this we can write straight in here, minus 10x squared. And then very similarly for minus 2x times minus 3, well, we've got, maybe we should use a different color. We'll have to minus 2x times minus 3, which is same as saying minus 2 times x times minus 3, and since we can multiply in any order, I'll have to do that times that first. So minus 2, what's minus 2 times minus 3 is plus 6 times the x. We will get 6x. So the final answer is a combination of this and this. So remember, the 6x goes straight there. So the final answer will be the minus 10x squared plus the 6x there. And it might be just neater to write it as 6x minus 10x squared. So I would say this is the final answer.